So I have a full body workout. I'm going to be using a decent amount of equipment, but I'm also going to give you a lot of alternatives so that the only thing that you really need is one set of dumbbells and gliders if you have them, but you can just use rags or paper plates if you're working on carpet, or you can buy furniture movers. So at a minimum, that's all you'll need, and then as I go through, I'll explain some of the other stuff that I'll be using. So we're going to do longer rounds, so set your timer for 12 rounds, 2 minutes of work with a 15-second break, so a little longer break. So for my first 2 minutes, I'm going to be using a spin bike, and so on that, I'm actually going to change up my timing a little bit, so probably spend about 30 seconds doing a sprint and then kind of cranking it up on the hill a little bit for another 30 seconds. So that'll be my 2 minutes there. If you don't have a spin bike, there's so many cardio options that you can choose. You could do high knees, so you can run in place like this. If you need to modify that, just take the running out and do a big step up. If you want to, you could also do burpees. So squat down, jump your feet out behind you into the push-up position, do a push-up, jump back into a nice little squat, and jump up. If you want to modify that one, what you're going to do is squat down, step out into the push-up position, drop your knees onto the ground, do that push-up, get back up into a nice strong plank, walk into the squat, and from here you're just going to stand up and take the jump out. So that's your cardio option for the first move. The second move is going to be a bicep curl. I have this cool TRX type of machine right now. So you can use these to do a bicep curl. So basically you just grab onto your handles, you're going to lean yourself back, and from here, lower myself out and do a curling motion coming up. And also you want to keep your core super tight the whole time that you're doing those. But of course, if you don't have that, get this back out of the way. Just grab a set of dumbbells, and you can do regular curls with your dumbbells here. So core nice and tight, and just crank out some bicep curls. All right, the next one is going to be an ab exercise. I'm going to be using a Swiss ball for this, but you can do it without this big ball too. You'll basically just do the same move without the ball. So you want to get on your butt, and you're going to squeeze the ball in between your feet. The further out it is, the more your legs, your inner thighs, have to work to keep it. If you want to make it a little bit easier, just roll that ball up more on your calf area. So you're going to place your hands right next to your hips for some stability, and I'm just going to rotate my hips from side to side so that my ankle is dropping towards the ground. If you want to make it a little bit easier, you can drop down onto your elbows here. And you can do that whole move without the ball. Just keep your feet about hip width apart and really watch that space. Oop, I'm running into my ball. As you go from side to side. So that's the ab move. After that, everyone should have some sort of a space where they can use a glider. I just have some rags. If you have hardwood or tile or some sort of a hard mat like this, you can use these. If you're on carpet, then use like a frisbee or paper plates. So for this one, you want to keep your feet nice and planted. We're going to do a wide sumo squat up to a cross squat. So I'm going to slide myself out to a sumo squat, chest nice and tall, and then as I come up, I'm going to not fall, but cross my feet at the top. And then you've got to control yourself out, bring it up, and squeeze and cross. Control out, bring it up, squeeze and cross. So it feels a little bit unstable, but that's part of what's making it work. That's those. And then after that, I'm going to use my punching bag, or this bob back here, to do 2 minutes of a punch drill. So if you have some gloves, throw those on, and just go for it nonstop for 2 minutes, making sure that you keep your hands up by your face. A lot of times the tendency is to punch and drop it down before it comes back up. So straight out, straight back in, get some good shoulder work. If you don't have something to physically hit, don't worry about it. You can just do it in the air, or if you have a couple of light weights, like 2 or 3 pounds, grab those if you want a little bit more work out of it. And then my last one is going to be a pull down. So I have one of these giant rubber bands. So from here, I'm just going to grab this band and do a pull down to get some lat work. If you're a little bit more advanced, you could trade this out to do regular pull-ups, or if you're working on your pull-ups, you can use the band for that too. So, if I can get my foot into this guy, my bench is a little short. You're going to go here with your band, and then you can do an assisted pull-up. It helps you get up there. So that's an alternative for those. If you don't have a pull-up bar and you don't have a band, you can go back to using your weights for this and do a bent over row. So if you're going to do that, you're just going to bend over, keep that back nice and flat, abs pulled in tight. Hold the two weights right under your shoulder, you can keep your knees soft, and you're going to pull up behind you and squeeze those shoulder blades together. So this would be your alternative if you didn't have a band or a pull-up bar. And that's that. So 12 rounds, 2 minutes of work, so they're going to feel really long. 15-second break. Enjoy.